like it's important. My dad said back in his day, he said that only the best of the best could get sponsorships. Like, they just didn't hand them out. And I still want to, like, act as if it's, like, that important. I mean, it is to me. It is important because I'm a part of a team, and I just feel like I should spread the word about how good, like, the company is to me and how it works for my car.
Welcome to RC Underground Radio.
We're racing toy cars here.
If you've been looking for a podcast that talks about OneRC tracks, suppliers, and events, then you're in the right place.
I haven't changed my underwear since the Kenman. I'm not kidding.
I'm
not kidding. It's the same.
I didn't want to go there.
It's this.
And we're glad you're here. Now, here are your hosts, Ryan Retzloff and David Brinkman.
I am a BB in a boxcar.
All right, tonight we have a great guest. Super excited. I started to read about this young lady on social media, and I said, boy, I just got to reach out. Hopefully she'll come on. So tonight, you know her is Miss Bella RC, but we want to welcome Bella Rogers. Bella, thanks for joining us tonight.
You're welcome. Hello, everyone watching this.
That's awesome. See, I told you, she's just super cool. Just such a great young lady. So tell us a little bit about how you got started racing RC, because it's a little different. A young lady interested in running RC cars. I'm sure you're racing against, people much older than you, maybe some younger, but probably mostly older than you. And so how did you get started in this?
Well, my dad's dad got him into it whenever he was like about my age. Well, my age, 14, but I'm 15. And he took a break for a while and then got back into it at our local track, TCRC down in Lavallette, West Virginia. And I'd start going down there with him, and then I fell in love with the sport. And I picked up my dad's HB 10 scale, and everybody there was like, "Oh my gosh, you got to get her into running novice." And I did. I ran novice that day, one of the first times I ever picked it up. And then it was a couple weeks later, and I was getting an 8 scale and just took off from there.
Crazy. So you said your dad raced for a long time, and then your grandfather also raced? So
he did every now and then, but he was mostly there to support my dad.
Okay. So yeah, it was more your dad's hobby, and then his dad supported him very much like him, and your mom and your brothers and everybody kind of supports your hobby. But your dad still races, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So all right, go back a second here. Tell me some of the things that you just said. Okay, 8th scale. And what was the other thing you said you first race? A
10th scale HB. So I've always been with HB.
All right, so you got to explain HB. I'm new to this side. So you're talking to an old, very old, oval pan car carpet racer who now runs 1/18th scale 1RC cars on foam. So I'm as far away from your world as I think we can get. But yet, we both enjoy the same hobby. So tell me a little bit about what that is.
So I started out with the 10 scale, and it's an HB car, so the brand of it. And so 10 scale is like the real small car, about I would say half the size of an 8 scale. And then the 8 scale is what I run now, e-buggy and e-Truggy. So I got into that really soon after I started racing. And then I just never went back to 10th scale because I love 8 scale too much.
Yeah, so you're jumping and turning, and so what's the funnest part of doing, say, Truggy or e-buggy versus what's the hardest part?
Well, Truggy is my favorite to drive. It's bigger, so it can take more through bumps, and so I can drive it more aggressive. But that also makes you it makes it hard to drive e-buggy because you want to drive it just as aggressive, and you can't because it'll just roll over in the bumps, or it just flips if you drive it as aggressive as a Truggy. One of my favorite things that I've just picked up within the past year is air control. That's fun.
So
I
that's
learned
like
it.
you're in the middle of the air and you're talking about how to kind of manipulate the car for the landing. Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can use it to like if the car is unsettled in the air, you could fix it for a more stable landing, or get it set up for like the corner after a jump. So
And
that's
how do
fun.
you do that? How do you go about that? Is that set up, or is that somehow you're maneuvering the car while it's in the air?
You're maneuvering the car in the air. So like if you're set up for like a right hand turn, like you're going over a jump and it's into a right hand turn, I would turn the wheels left and then turn the wheels right very quickly while hitting the throttle. Like you blip the throttle while you turn the wheels right, and then it pivots the car completely
This
to the
is
right.
all happening while you're in the air.
Yes.
That's amazing. So how long did that take to learn?
Well, it was like in small increments. Like I've always like wanted to learn how to do it, and it's like one of those things you can't really learn. It just kind of comes to you after a while. So it was like little by little, I started doing it more and more. And it's like, if you think about it, then it's not going to happen. It's like got to be like instinct. Like you got to know just the setup for the corner. You can't think about it at all. And now I'm to the point where I do it like every turn without even thinking.
That's wild. So is it different, say, from e-buggy to Truggy, how you go about that, or is it still kind of the same? Again, it's just a natural thing that you do, or
They're about the same. Yeah.
yeah, because the weight of both of those cars isn't too different, correct?
No, not too different. Truggy is definitely, it's heavier, but it's like the way you got it set up is like the same speed as your e-buggy. So when you like switch over to Truggy, then it feels about the same throttle wise and stuff like that.
Okay. And of the two, which one's your favorite?
Definitely Truggy. I'm a Truggy driver. Anybody you ask will be like, yeah, that girl's a Truggy driver. I don't know what it is, but
That's just your jam, right? It
yeah.
just feels right. So tell us a little bit about what you've been doing the last couple of weeks. I mean, I look at this, I was checking out your Facebook stuff, and you guys just like race everywhere. It's like crazy. So just what I saw, you've recently been in Georgia, Indiana, Virginia. You're from West Virginia, so that's your home track, I imagine. And just how many races have you raced already this year? And are there other states that you've also been in?
Yeah, I've been in many states as far as Nevada, Silver State, Las Vegas when I was 10, I believe.
Okay.
So this year I've been to 17 events, 11 different tracks in 7 different states.
That's amazing. That's so cool. So, how'd you do? How's the season going so far?
It's going pretty decent. Like I've definitely improved. You can tell improvement, and that's like the best feeling is when you just know you're improving. So,
yeah. And what has been the improvement? Has it been finishing order? Has it been speed? Has it been the cars just feel better? Any particular thing that kind of stands out?
well, air control has been getting better, which my consistency has too, which that plays a big part in it. I completely have learned to like rebuild my cars. Like I could take a kit and I could put the whole thing together. So that's awesome. And I've figured out a little bit about setup. My dad usually does like most of the maintenance, but I'm picking up on it. So a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I love to hear that. When I think for a driver to really be successful, you have to know the car, right? It's great when you have a crew chief or a dad or somebody helping you, but it really encourages me when I hear that you're taking ownership, right? You're learning yourself how to start to set up these cars, and there'll come a point where you'll be like, "Got it, Dad. There's a certain way I want to set up the car. I got it from here, right?" So that's super cool. I applaud you for doing that, because I see too many people, especially younger drivers, that are on their phone. Well, Dad's fixing the car, right? And sometimes that's okay, because I mean, you and others just kill it on social media, and that's an important part, especially when you have marketing partners. But yeah, I think a driver has to be one with his car and know how it works before they can make it work, or say, it's too tight, it's too loose, I think we should change the shock oil. If you haven't done any of that stuff, how would you know, right? So this way you
Exactly.
can give you can give better feedback to your crew chief, which in this is your dad, which that's super awesome. So when you guys are traveling on the road, that's just got to be fun. You guys must have some great experiences that you've had traveling along the way. What are some of like the craziest things you've seen on the road? Anything crazy?
I've seen some crazy car wrecks. Crazy.
Yeah.
We did the other day, like a guy's car, the whole thing was like mashed in. We stop a lot of places. Like I've been to the Grand Canyon. So we stop a lot and see things that like not many people like go to see in their lifetime. Cause it's like you're already going that way, so you might as well. Even if it's just for a few minutes, you can just say you've been there.
That's great. That's the other part of the hobby I think people miss out on if they don't travel, right? There's nothing wrong with having your home track and you go there every week and you really support that home track and you enjoy it. But yeah, there's nothing like those experiences of being on the road. So if there was one event that somebody called you up and said, we want you here, what's the one event you go, man, I want to do? Like us on the dirt oval side, we're like, it's RC Chili Bowl. RC Chili Bowl in January. All the big hitters are going to be there. Guys are already getting their cars ready. Ryan's involved getting his cars ready for RC Chili Bowl. So is there one out there that you go, yeah, this is the one?
Well, Silver State in Las Vegas, that's a far drive because we don't fly. But when I went, I was little. I don't have like much memory of it, but we stopped and saw a lot of cool things on the way. It was just a nice time there. I met so many people, and that's when like the name Miss Bella really got out there. And we didn't really get the dirt, like the car set up for the dirt. I remember because it was like more sandy, but me and my dad have both like got better with setup. And so I think if we went again, that I could really give people a run for their money. So I definitely want to go back.
All right. Well, we'll be watching for that. Any plans? Has anything been talked about going back to that? Either is it still this year or would that be next year?
I don't think we go. It's in May, I think. It's in May. Yeah. Okay. So, because I remember it's at the end of my school year. I missed over 2 weeks of school my 4th grade year. I'll never forget that. And the teachers like supported it, so that was awesome.
That is awesome.
No talk about it like the next time it's coming up, but maybe the year after. Okay. Because things change. A lot of things change within a year, so hopefully I'll make it to that one.
Things change and time goes really fast. So remember this. We're going to have you back on the air, and it'll be months after you ran it, and it'll be like 2025. And we'll be like, remember when we were wondering when you were going to get there next, and you've already raced it, and you won it, and tell us about it, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to hope for. We're hoping you're going to get a chance to go, and you're going to win. And then we have really something to talk about, right?
Yeah. I'll be 17 by then. Wow.
That's crazy. You'll drive yourself, right? If mom and dad say, I don't think so. You're like, well, okay, I'm going. No, I'm just kidding, mom and dad. I'm not saying she's going to go by herself. So, Bella, something I did read on your social media, and if you're comfortable to talk about it, you made mention that you have a permanent spine fracture.
Yes.
Is that so? Tell me a little bit about that.
I think it was 8th grade year of volleyball. I had like really bad back pain towards the end of our season. We were in like the tournament, and it was so bad that like I'd play the whole game. Like I would stay in, and it was so bad towards the end of the game. I could not like move. Like my body was so stiff, and my dad ended up carrying me out. But it got better within like a week. I was back and didn't have much pain or anything like that. So we didn't think much of it. And then later that year, I went into track season, and I would like run. I'd stay after school and run. I'd run every chance that I got because I wanted to be I wanted to be like the best that I could be. And I noticed I was having back pain come back, and I was just running through it. And then towards the end of our season, it got really bad. But I was like, it's the end of the season. Didn't think much of it. Didn't really mention it much. I just took like ibuprofen and was just fine with it. And then it was so bad that like for a couple of days I could barely move, like walk at all. I was out of track. And I got an MRI, and they couldn't tell anything because there was so much inflammation. And then a spine specialist went into it and said that I have a fracture and that it is permanent. And every couple months I go in, and I've been having really bad pain with it lately.
Oh, goodness. We're sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's a shame when, especially someone as charismatic as you are and, being athletic and having that drive. So have you pretty much had to end all your athletic items, or do you still do some of that, or no?
Yeah, I tried to play volleyball last year, but I was out all summer. Like, I couldn't do anything all summer because of the spine fracture. And then they said it healed, like, at the beginning of my volleyball season. I joined the team, but I didn't get hardly any playing time because I wasn't there to condition all summer. So that sucked. And then it's like when I did play, it hurt. So I think it's better if I don't, because a lot of things could go wrong. And I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. So, like, I don't want to screw it up now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you've got your whole life ahead of you. You don't want, something like that to get worse and cause even more pain. Does it get uncomfortable, though, like when you're going on the long travel trips and going to an RC event? Yeah, it kind of flares up on you once in a while.
Yeah, I'll go without pain for, like, a long time. And then, like, we were going to Wicked Weekend, and I was in the car for, like 8 hours or so. Mm-hmm. And my back was just like terrible when I got there, and then being on my feet in line and marshalling, it got worse over the weekend. Then the drive back, and we were like on the road again the weekend after and the weekend after that, and it's just like I haven't got a break. Now I'm back in school, and sitting on those chairs all day hurt it. Yeah. It's like the only time it feels okay is when I'm laying down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, that's a tough break. But you wouldn't know otherwise. I mean, you just have such a positive attitude, and you're out there being, as active as you can be. That's really amazing. That's not even just for other kids out there, but for adults. Like, look at this young lady and just look at the drive. You can power through anything if you just have positive mental attitude and you just do it, right? And Bella, you're killing it with that. That's really inspiring. So thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you were comfortable enough to kind of share that. I know it's a personal thing. So, but we'll all be wishing for you that's at some point a miracle comes through, right? And all of a sudden it's like, hey, it's gone. I did all the right things. I took the rest that I needed, and hopefully one day that's over for you.
Yeah, and thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. No, I mean, it's funny. Like, we just met, right?
Yeah.
But we're all in this crazy hobby, and it's like everybody's like RC family, And I know when this podcast hits, that's going to be in the notes. Oh, Bella, we hope you're feeling better. Praying for you, Bella. I just know it, because everybody in the RC community is that way. I'm sure you see that all the time, right? I think you kind of already mentioned that you met a lot of nice people, you've met nice people. And I think we talk about it all the time on this show, is that's kind of the best thing about it. Is sure, the racing's fun and it's competitive and it's exciting to win, or at least be in it and spending time with your dad and, and your family. But it's like the friendships you make that really take this hobby over the top. So who's some of the people that you've met? Any of the top flight names, or other people that have kind of reached out and said, "Hey, Bella, try this or try that," or
a lot of people have helped me, and a lot of people have, like, I don't know, I think of them as like family now, especially people at TCRC. Like, I mean, they've been there in my life since I was 9, and it's the same guys, and it's like you're all out there working together, whether it's watering the track maintenance, helping with marshalling. And I've had other guys from out of town come in to try to get me into nitro and help me with setup. Like Gary Stute, he talks to my dad a lot. Or yes, there's many people that help my dad and me along the way.
That's just super awesome. So, okay, you've talked about nitro, e-buggy, Truggy. I saw on your site 15V. Like, how many different divisions have you raced? Different cars.
Well, if you include the one that I started out with, which is the 10 scale, then I ran 4 different cars.
Okay. That's a lot at your age already. You've ran more cars than I have in my lifetime, and I've been doing this since 1978. So, yeah, there actually were RC cars back then. There was actually electricity. There's actually electricity, too. So that's why there was electric cars. But, okay, so 4 different cars. So you already said Truggy is probably your favorite, but how about this nitro thing? So this is probably the newest of the cars that you've raced or starting to experience?
Yes, and I love nitro more than I do electric, and I just started really playing around with it.
All right, so what is it? What's tripping your trigger that's making you like the nitro?
Well, I just think it's cool, and it feels like real racing. Like there can be 20 or even 30 different people out on the track, and you can just hear, like, obviously it's loud, and you can just hear which one's yours, and you just know. And in the air, I don't know, like it helps with air control, I feel like, because you can hear what the car is doing. You can hear what it's doing everywhere, and whether it needs to be like fattened up or leaned out, and you can just hear it. And I mean, you come in for pit stops, so you got to have a pit guy. A lot goes into it, so I think it's like more like tricky and more of like real racing than electric.
So, of all those different divisions you've raced, which one would you say is more driver, and which one is more car?
Probably nitro. Because you can't just be pinned. Because I feel like with electric, the battery's doing, like, the job for you. But with, like, nitro, I mean, you gotta have, like, that trigger finger. You gotta constantly be on the throttle. You can't just pin it, or obviously it's gonna flame out. It's not gonna work that way. It handles completely different than an electric car. So, just a lot more goes into it. It takes a lot more skill, I feel like, to drive a nitro car than does electric.
Yeah. Oh, I would see that 100%. I mean, I'm sure the variation in speed, you're in control. Like you said, you pin down an electric car, at some point you're going to know its maximum. And I would imagine with nitro, depending on weather conditions and not just track conditions, but actual like ambient temperatures and stuff, it probably changes the way that motor winds out. And so you as a driver have to be able to adjust on the fly, and in your type of racing, you have to adjust in the air, which is just crazy to me. But that's so cool that's like second nature to you to be able to adjust that car while it's in the air. I don't think I'll ever get over that. I never even gave that a thought, until we just started talking about it. It's like that's crazy to me. But so at some point, is the site going to change to Bella Nitro Girl or like Nitro RC? I mean, what's going to happen there?
Well, when I was in Indiana the week before last, I actually won in a raffle a Nitro Truggy. So we were ordering a kit, like a Nitro buggy kit that I was going to build, because everybody was like, yeah, you need to start out with buggy because Truggy gives you bad habits. And I was like, well, Truggy already gave me bad habits, and I'm a Truggy driver. So I actually wanted the Truggy, but I won it in a raffle, and so I guess that's what I'm going to be running. But we don't have many nitros around us, so it'd be like bigger events like AMS and P&B, stuff like that.
So Bella, you mentioned TCRC. Now that's your home track. All I ever hear is just fantastic things about that track, about the people that run it, the way the track is, how they treat their racers or customers, however you want to look at that. Would you agree with those statements? It's just a cool track?
Yes, and it's not like you have somebody come down and build the track for you, you pay them to do it. No, we go get the equipment, and we're usually there, like the people that are local, they get down there and they build the track themselves. And we're really good to people. We call out what's wrong, and we thank the people for what they did right, and we take turns watering and marshaling. So it's like a lot goes into it. So everybody there local, like I said, is like family and treat everybody good.
Yeah. So you guys actually change up the track then? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we change up the track pretty often. Probably about twice per like the racing season. And if you think we can't really go into winter where it's outdoor, so within the 6-month period.
Let's go. And how many racers are out there at any given event? Do you know? I
want to say like 30, and if like a big event, there might be more than that. Like we have our state race coming up this weekend. So I was just in there before getting my cars ready, and I'm gonna run a nitro this weekend at Tri-Cities.
So what do you think? What's your how you feeling going into this weekend?
I'm excited for it. I'm going out Friday to practice because we just now got a new layout a couple weeks ago, and I haven't really been on it much. I've been on the road.
So you think you got a shot? You gonna take the victory?
Yes, it's gonna be tough though. I mean, I got competition down there. Usually 4 or 5 people really give me a run for the money. Wade Pickett. It's me and Wade Pickett everywhere we go. It's like we're like the same level, so we're always like battling back and forth. It's always a good race, and everybody's down there like watching. You know, if they're not in the race, Marshall's trying to stay focused on marshalling, but they can't because they're watching the race. It's fun.
They know it's going to come down to one of you two, right? So
yeah,
you guys are going to battle it out right to the end. All right, I saw in one of the videos I was watching. Not only are you a talented racer, and you're a great social media person, but you know how to juggle. How did you learn to juggle? When did you learn to juggle? And cause I saw you juggling the peaches at the Georgia race. That was hilarious. That was a great idea.
Well, this might sound silly, but I was always big like on cartoons, and you see like the goofy cartoon characters like juggling, and they juggle like in a circle way, not like cross how people learn to juggle. So I picked up some tennis balls when I was 9 years old, and I went to juggle, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I did it really quickly. Like, just one time around, and I was so surprised. And then so I practiced, and that day, I could do it for like about 4 or 5 seconds. And then I practiced, and I learned all kinds of tricks. I got up to 4, and I'm learning how to do 5 at the moment.
Wow. So, carnivals are in your future, or no? You just do it. You just do it for fun, right?
I don't know. That'd be fun.
No, you're way too smart to be following a circus around. So,
well, like if I went to like kind of like a talent act that they have, like people will go down to like a fair or something. Yeah. Like that'd be fun. That'd be fun to do.
How about fire? Are you ever going to juggle fire? Like,
I've tried juggling knives, so who knows?
Come on now, no knives, no chainsaws. Stay away from that stuff.
Bowling pins.
All right, bowling pins, but wear a helmet. Be safe. So one of the things that captivated me, and it's just the way that we connect with people nowadays, right? Is social media, and your social media is really, really good. I mean, your generation has a good grasp on it, but I see a lot of racers, young racers, older racers, that have sponsors and marketing partners, and that's my background. I was a marketing major in college. Yes, they had books back then. Back in my day, we actually had pencils too. Yeah, we actually did. But so marketing and then race marketing is near and dear to my heart, and I get so frustrated when I see people not doing what they should be doing. And they just feel that, hey, you should sponsor me. Why? Well, you just should because I need the money, or I need the parts, or I need the support. They're forgetting that company needs something out of. It's a partnership, right? It's a two-way thing. And you at a young age, and I see that probably your mom and your dad kind of guiding you probably since a young age made you realize how important it was. Just the way that you seamlessly mention your sponsors. You wear their stuff. You take very creative pictures where their logos are intact. You in all your tagging and all that stuff. You're always careful to do that. So when did you realize that was an important part of your racing?
Well, ever since I got my chassis sponsor, which I think was in the first year of me racing. I just felt important being a part of a team like that young, and I mean, I love the cars. You can get so much out of them. They handle great in the air. Just love them. And Everybody that's switched to HB never had a problem with it. They love it. It says the best brand they've ran. But ever since I've been on the team, I have tagged them. And then as I got more sponsors, tagged all of them too. I just feel like it's important. My dad said back in his day, he said that only the best of the best could get sponsorships. Like, they just didn't hand them out. And I still want to, like, act as if it's, like, that important. I mean, it is to me. It is important because I'm a part of a team. And I just feel like I should spread the word about how good, like, the company is to me and how it works for my car. Yeah, I just feel like it's an important thing in all my posts and race reports to tag them.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I mean, for people that follow you, they're going to follow you. There's because you do a pre-race report, then you do race reports throughout, and then you do the important thing. Whether you had a good day or you had a bad day, you always look at it as a learning experience from what I see, and you always report on it. That gets frustrating when you're following a driver and you're like, you can't be there for the weekend, but you want to be a part of it, and they get you all fired up. Friday, we're racing on Friday, and then we qualified 8th. We think we could do better. And then it all depends on how they did in the heat race and the feature. You can tell right away, because if they did good, there's a post. If they didn't do good, there isn't a post.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, but for you, I mean, honestly, that's what intrigued me. Was I was like, okay, this girl really gets it. Like, your reports, again, whether you did great or you didn't, you're just honest. You're like, hey, we didn't have a good day today. We did this. We tried this with the car. It didn't work. I'll get them again next time, or looking forward to the next one. It's like, yes, more people. If you're a racer out there, I challenge you, go look at Bella's page. It is the textbook benchmark on how you should promote yourself, promote your sponsors, talk about your racing. I mean, you just hit it out of the park, girl. Like, on every box is checked. And like I said, I come from a racing marketing background. And so I'm watching that kind of stuff. And that just really impressed me. So great job on your part.
Thank you. I just think it's important to show that I was there, and I'm committed. I was there to race that weekend anyways. And track time is track time no matter if you win or not. And, I put stuff about, like, sometimes what I would have done different, and writing them helps me learn. Like, I'm like, well, maybe my car needed this, or if I would have done this differently. So, like, next time that I go to that track or an event, then maybe I'll change it. And people reading that, it could help them too.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your relationship with your dad. If you do a hobby like this together, so just tell me a little bit about that relationship and how he started, and just how important that is to you.
With racing, me and my dad have a really good relationship. I was like, when I was little, I was just like full of excitement, and it was you're excited and you're happy to go race. And now it's like you still have that, but it's more of like, I don't know, I feel pressure, kind of like my dad's put so much work into getting me here and working on my car. And it's like, I don't want to like disappoint, like I'm there, and you constantly got that voice telling you gotta do good. And I wish I could get that weight off my shoulders a little bit and realize that you're there to have fun. It's like when you realize it's there for fun, then I feel like I do a lot better. We're really good at communicating with the cars. Like, sometimes we'll wear headsets when I'm out there, even if it's electric. He looks at the car and he can see what it needs sometimes without me even like being able to feel it. Or, I'll feel like what it needs, and I'll tell him like, hey, this needs changed. Or sometimes he'll tell me to change something and I'll go do it. So we're close. We got to be close to be in this hobby.
Right. Yeah. And it's, racing is competitive. So yeah, there's going to be those moments where you're like, Dad, and he's going to be like, oh, Bella.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. But you know what? Again, somebody who's old, has been around this for a long time, enjoy every moment of it.
Yep.
When you want to push yourself, and I can tell, like when you said, I just want to make them proud. Trust me, just that you're out there doing it has made them very, very proud. And I'm sure. So tell me a little bit about your mom's involvement. Is she the one taking all these awesome pictures when you're taking time to creatively take pictures of your car where you're at a stream or you're standing on a rock? Or, I mean, are you coming up with all those and putting them on a tripod, or is somebody taking those pictures for you?
No, the pictures are usually her idea, and she's always there to take them. And she's like, she's that mom. It's like, oh, this picture would be so cute.
Yeah.
I really appreciate her. Like she helps me get to every race. She does the packing and, books the hotel, gets us all together, which is, it's hard to do. I got a little brother, myself, my dad. She's got to keep us all in order. And she also cooks for us at the races, which is really nice. She cooks breakfast and dinner and sometimes lunch. So it's nice.
Yeah, the moms are always the unsung heroes, right? They're the behind the scenes, but making sure everything happens. And sometimes it's not that you don't appreciate it, but it just becomes so second nature, right? And you're so focused on your racing that, it's easy to kind of forget the importance that mom takes. So that's awesome that you took a moment to talk about that. Okay, so she's the mastermind behind the pictures. I get it now. All right.
She helps on the cars too.
Really? Okay, what does mom do on the cars?
Well,
this is interesting. This is like breaking news.
It depends if she's like in the mood for it. Like she keeps up like the house and dinner, so she does a lot. But if she's got like an evening free, then she'll sit down with me and my dad, and she'll be like, "Oh, hand me a diff," or like,
really.
She's like, "Does that need cleaned? Like, I'll clean it for you." She cleans it spotless and shines it up real good if it needs it. And she builds diffs better than me or my dad. Like, we never have a problem with them. They seem like last longer. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
So that's mom's secret, huh? She is she is the difference maker. See, that's a bad dad joke. No, that's cool. That's cool. I'm going to be waiting. I'm going to be waiting until I see her shirts. It's going to be mom's diff service or something. We'll have to figure something out there. There's a merch opportunity there, mom. So one of the themes that we have at RC Underground Radio this year is we're really diving into tracks, like what makes a good track, what makes a bad track. I shouldn't really say a bad track, but what are some things that when someone's from a racer's perspective, what is something that motivates a driver to go to a race, be excited to go, like you were talking about Las Vegas, like that really excites you. So there's something there that you've seen or you've read, or you've actually been there once, so maybe that's it, something you experienced you were there. So tell me some things that get you geared up to want to go to an event. It could be at your local track too. Maybe it's it's these state championships or whatever. But what is it that makes you really look forward to going to a race?
Well, I'd have to go to the track first and see what I like about it, and then that determines how much I like it and if I want to go back. And the reason that I would want to go back is the dirt. Number one is I like dirt with clay in it, even if it's just a little bit. It holds together better. It doesn't rut out as bad. Jumps, you don't got problems with jumps on it. But yeah, it just holds together better. It's just easier for setup because everybody can get grip on the clay track, but it's our local track is more of a sandy. It doesn't really get much grip, so that's hard to get out of the car. It takes a lot of setup. So it'd have to be a close track for me to want to keep going, our local track, because it takes a while to figure out unless it's got clay dirt. And if they run a fast program, I don't want to be there late and then have sleep problems, be really tired the next day.
You don't like it when you got to get to a track super early and then you're going to be there super late because the show is just kind of dragging, right?
Yeah, and that's another thing that's been hard on my back is being on my feet all day, and then you just want to go to bed, and I feel like an old lady and I'm 15.
Yeah, but it's amazing that you that you just power through that. I'm sure at certain times you've learned to just channel out pain that probably other people couldn't even imagine, So again, I just give you so much credit for being so positive, having that positive mental attitude to go through that, and you're not letting it stop you from enjoying other things and traveling with your family and going RC racing. And all right, here's a question I got to ask. Do you have any aspirations to do any full-size racing, like in the car racing, when you get older?
No, but I know some people that are into that, and I'm like, that is just like so dangerous. There's a different, like, some people just live for like the adrenaline feeling, and I get that from like RC. Like, I don't know, like you're battling for the lead and it feels good to like to win or do something cool in your race. And then there's some people that like want to get in like a real car to race, and I'm like that's like life or death over there. I don't know, that's just not for me.
That's awesome. I like the candidness of that. I mean, and the reason I bring that up is like just some of the race speak that you say, I'm like, wow, this girl knows racing, right? And you have a heart and you're focused on it. There's so many people out there, and there's nothing wrong with this, is they just look at it totally as the hobby, right? It's just something fun I do, which not saying that you don't think it's fun, but it's your thing, right? So you're really in it 110%, and you know the lingo, and you work on your racecraft, and you work on ensuring that your marketing partners are taken care of. I mean, you take it to a level that I think a lot of people honestly just don't. And again, nothing wrong with that. They're just going there for an afternoon of racing with their friends, and where they finish first, last, or don't even finish. They missed their heat because they were talking to somebody. They don't care, and that's okay. But yeah, it's I keep saying it, but it's just super impressive, not only at your age, but just your passion for this. So I'm actually kind of glad to hear you're not going to go full-size racing, because one, with your back, two, if it's something you're not interested, and we wouldn't want to lose you in the hobby. I think your position in this hobby is very, very important. It gives me a lot of positivity of where this hobby is going. I mean, I've seen ebbs and flows. I'm sure your dad has too. There's times nobody's in the hobby. There's other times there's a ton of people in the hobby. But getting young racers interested and then wanting to stay in it, when somebody like you has the passion that you have for it, it makes us old racers smile, right? Because we're like, great, here's a new generation. Of course, they're going to kick our butt, but that's not so fun. But no, it's just great to see a young generation of drivers like yourself, just really excited about this hobby. So is it that? I mean, does this hobby just like super excite you? Or
in the beginning, I didn't have any like responsibility really. It was like my dad would do the work and I'd just be there to drive on the track. And it's like I've always wanted to get better. But then it's like I picked up sponsors and I picked up followers, and I started doing the maintenance on myself, like on my cars, and all by myself is what I meant to say. But so it's like you got pressure, kind of. It's still fun and exciting, but it's like I'm there to do the best I can do, and I want to show everybody like how good the products that I run are. I want to show like my sponsors that I'm a talented driver, and I want to, like, when I was little, I didn't really know what I want to do with RC. I just thought of it as like a fun little thing to do on the weekends, and now it's like I want to be at the track, and I want to be racing like every weekend, and I want to get like as good as like, Mayfield and Tebow and like just the top guys. I want to be like the girl that's up to that level. And so, like, while I'm learning, I keep up with content and race reports so that other people that want to get there can learn too.
Amazing. You're just amazing, young lady. So, hey, we're talking about these sponsors, so I'm sure there's a lot of people that help you get there. So, here,
Yes.
why don't you let us know who some of those sponsors are and people that help you out?
Okay, I'd like to thank HV Racing, J Concepts, Hobby Wing, Reds, High Tech, VRP, RC Body Armor, Stick It One, and Absolute Hobbies. I would not be where I am today without them, because RC is expensive, and I just feel that I'm running like the best of the best in my cars, and I've definitely improved with the new products that I run. So,
all right, any marketing partner that's out there, if you didn't watch and listen to her just now and say, yeah, I want to get involved with this young lady and her racing, you're nuts, because you are missing a great opportunity. We're hoping that we bring a lot of new fans to Bella, but it's all you, Bella. If you get a new group of fans, it's not because of this show. It's because of you. We're just really honored that we were able to host you tonight. Like I said, Ryan couldn't make it, so you were my co-host, so thanks for helping me out. You got me out of a jam because I didn't know what I would talk about, but you did an eloquent job. Could not be more humbled that you took the time, because I know you're busy and you got school and homework and you're traveling, and we just really appreciate that you took the time to hang out with me tonight and talk some RC racing. We wish you the very best moving forward. We're going to be watching. Go win that state championship.
Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us. And,
you're welcome.
And we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, bye.
You've been listening to RC Underground Radio. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, drop us a line at rcuradio@gmail.com. We're curious to know, what do you like? What don't you like? Who would you like us to talk to?
Sounded really weird.
It was weird, but you know what I meant. We're talking about racing, so...
Okay.
You can find us on Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. See you next time on the RC Underground Radio Podcast.
I am a BB in a boxcar.